It's right there. Look how gorgeous. Isn't it gorgeous? That's a beautiful church that's going to go on for years to come, for generations to come. Hello, everyone. This is Mihaela with Art of Experiencing. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to a few other subscribers that I've been able to get. Thanks to you. Thank you for liking my last videos. I'm actually doing this episode from Michigan. This is a beautiful place. I hope it's gonna work without the microphone because I don't have a microphone. I'm outside, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of my father who's a priest, and mom who built this beautiful church in Michigan. It's one of the biggest Romanian churches. They built over 40 years with the community here, the Romanian community from America. And the church is in the background. I don't know if you can see it. This is it. This is their work of a lifetime. Isn't it amazing? So beautiful. I wanted to be able to just capture that beautiful church because I don't get to come home to visit them as much as I would like to, especially with the pandemic. I haven't seen them for 3.5 years. So I just wanted to capture it. Thank you so much. I think this video is just about saying thank you to all of you new subscribers, to all of you who are making comments, and just wanting to say thank you to appreciating my different perspective on people, events, especially Megan and Harry. Some of you have commented, and I appreciate it so much. Some of you have said the most kind words, and I cannot say thank you enough. I love the fact that you appreciate my insight, my different view on people as if they were characters. I, as an acting teacher, try to incorporate a little bit of acting. My channel is about interpreting, analyzing people as if they were characters in real life or in fictional stories. It's all with a little bit of fun. It's all with a little bit of entertainment. I wasn't doing that much watching of the news, but then I recently just watched one of the YouTubers, and they were talking about the fact that it seems that Harry has contacted his lawyers to get a divorce from Meghan some months ago, due to the fact that there are speculations that he doesn't spend a lot of time at home. He needs to get away from the palace and the mansion in Montecito to be able to regather himself. People on YouTube and other news channels have said that the marriage is on the rocks. I'm trying to imagine these two as if they were characters in a play, and I would hear the same rumors about them. Knowing the backstory, knowing how united they seemed to be when they first came together, even though the surface they were walking on was not stable at all. There were a lot of untruths, I believe, with Meghan trying to erase her backstory, where she comes from. In my opinion, as always, these are only my opinions, I think that she was always wanting to create an impression about who she was, distancing herself from her family due to the fact that she never felt proud of where she comes from. For me to be back home with my parents, I am so proud of all the achievements they have been able to create. Immigrants from Romania without speaking English, they were able to create this beautiful church back there. I'm actually sitting now on the porch of the house they also built on this property, where when they first came here, they both worked second jobs in order to be able to make this beautiful church for the community that's going to last a lifetime. more than a lifetime. My family comes from a very small village in Transylvania. I talked about it in other videos. So I should be ashamed that I come from a village in Transylvania where there was no running water, where my mom had to take the laundry and she had to boil them on the stove. We moved with my dad being a priest. He built a lot of churches in Romania. My dad's name is Iwan Mihut, Reverend Father John Mihut. My mom is Maria Mihut. I have an amazing sister in Greece. She's a doctor. Her name is Camelia, and her family there, Yorgos. And I have a little nephew. He's amazing. He was named after me. And we have an amazing family on that side in Greece where I do spend my summer vacations. How can I not be proud of where I am from? No matter the humble beginnings and no matter the modest background I had, I'm able to say, okay, well, I wasn't able to marry a prince like Megan did, but I was able to go to school here to get my master's degree so I could teach. I went to the actor studio program, the same class with Bradley Cooper, who went on to become a famous movie star, as you all know. Bradley Cooper, I think he's one of all of us in the class in that year who actually got to this level of the top, all the way to the top. I don't think I could have been the person that I am today if it weren't for my parents and my family and my grandparents. What's there to be ashamed of? I don't think, I don't know how you can get to that state of mind where you start to dismiss and distance yourself from the family, trying to find excuses to why you did that. The same way that Megan did with her father when the wedding was happening 5 years ago. And she came up with the excuse that he went out to pose for some pictures to gain money. And then she goes and she does exactly the same thing with Harry by doing the Netflix series and then disparaging both families, the royal family, the Markle family. It doesn't make sense to me. So now going back to the divorce, I know there's a lot of credible sources on YouTube because they do have they have huge channels on YouTube. I'm just in the beginning, even though I started my channel 10 years ago and then I just kind of dropped it because everybody was telling me that I was doing a crazy thing. I should have never listened to any of those people, but it doesn't matter. You live and you learn. Maybe I wasn't even ready then to be able to do it. So to believe they're going to get a divorce, that to me, if I were to analyze the two of them, just doesn't seem that's going to happen. I just don't believe it's going to happen. I don't see how they're going to be able to stand apart and be sustained in something they individually can do. Like, I still don't know to this day. I do not know what these two do. And I don't mean it in a negative way. You tell me, what do they do? What do they do? Apart from saying horrible things, blaming everybody else for their catastrophic situations, always catastrophic situations. How can anybody privileged as Prince Harry and then Meghan marrying into the royal family with such a global platform, how can they still complain about situations with paparazzi, situations with the media, situations with so many trials they have now going on, Prince Harry has going on back in England? How can all these things, all these catastrophic things happen to the two of them so often? I've had catastrophic situations in my life, but they never happen every other day. There are catastrophic situations, but they're only catastrophic because you choose to respond to those situations in a way that's going to reveal yourself as a victim. You can also decide to have a different response. You can also decide to take action and to do something that's going to give you another look at that situation where it might not be as catastrophic as you first saw it to be, or as you first thought it appeared to be. Life throws so many things at us. How many of you, yes, I'm talking to you, amazing, wonderful subscribers and viewers. And for those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe. I can't believe I'm doing this. If you like, if you don't have to. I think that every moment that comes our way is not in our control. Everything that we do in reaction to that situation is in our control. I think what separates someone who is hopeful in comparison to someone who is a pessimist, who sees all the negative rather than tries to find the light in the darkness of a small situation, a catastrophic situation, which they didn't even have catastrophic situations. What are we to say about people who really have catastrophic situations? I mean, give me a break. So this divorce, they're going to divorce. I might be completely wrong, but if I were to go back again and look at them as if they were characters and I were analyzing them, their behavior up to now, them as if they were characters talking about the divorce, I do not see them as being able to pull away from each other because none of them have any creative capacity they've showed so far. Maybe they will surprise us. Maybe they will surprise us, and maybe I will come on the next episode that I'm doing and I will say, I was wrong about the way that I was reading them. I was wrong about my understanding of what I believe was happening between the two of them. Till then, until you see some facts, some factual, active doing on their part, where they don't use the royal family to make themselves stay in the news every day. Until then, I don't see how they're going to be apart. I don't. It's just not possible. It takes so much for anyone to be in a situation that's not their privileged situation to pull apart from each other and to go their separate ways. Even when the individuals in such a situation would have something they can do independently without having to be this toxic unity where they're applauding each other, they're encouraging each other to keep on this path of destruction, in my opinion. I feel they're on the path of destruction. I don't feel that they're looking to raise each other up. I don't see them sitting down and having a conversation. Imagine if they were sitting down and they had a conversation, a real conversation, putting aside for one moment everything they've been saying. Imagine if they have a conversation between the two of them where they actually are realistic for once. Prince Harry looks at Meghan and asks her, can you really tell me what's going on? Let's just start from the questions that we have as actors. The questions that Stanislavski came up with, the father of acting, I mentioned in most of my episodes, has 7 questions. The first question, the most important question is when looking to try to analyze a character, so then you can portray it to the best of your ability in the most specific and detailed way, so it becomes human, not just a caricature of the character, but it's a real human being, a character who's a human being. The first question he has is, who are you? Who are you? If I'm interpreting a role, I have to start with who I am first as myself. as the actor, guided by the circumstances of the play, guided by the circumstances of a film. If I were to do a film, I would then take those into consideration, and then I would ask the question, how can I use some of the fictional situations, apply my personal situations and who I am to figure out who the character is? I would write a letter. Who are you, Mihaela? First, I would start. My name is Mihaela Mihut. I am from Romania, came to America. My parents came before us. I was raised by my grandmother. What does that mean? That I was raised by my grandmother. Was she the most important person in my life? Did she become the most important person in my life? As a child, during those 7 years that I was with them, with my grandmother and my grandfather, that's when a child forms. That's when you form attachment with the people that you spend most of the time with. I would write all these things down. Then I would write significant moments, events from what I remember from my childhood. I would put them on a piece of paper. I would take another piece of paper and then I would change the seat, the chair, as if I was moving now into the seat, into the chair of the character. And I would sit there and I would ask, who are you? My name, let's just say the name of the character is Elena Popova. I'm just coming up with one of the characters that I worked on in sessions for a very long time. So Elena Popova is from the play by Chekhov, The Bear. She was born in Russia. I would look into the specifics of the play, make sure that I would know, did she come from Moscow? Did she come from St. Petersburg? Because that makes a difference depending on the region, depending, does she come from the provinces? Maybe she doesn't come from the city. Does she come from the provinces? How old was she when she got married to the other character, Smirnov, the other character in the play? She got married. Did she get married very young? Was she married out of love? Was she married because she wanted to marry a landowner and she wanted to create a better life for herself? Was she pushed by her parents to get married? Did she do it herself without being pushed by her parents into this arranged marriage because she wanted to provide a better life for herself? Then I go back to the chair where I started, where I go back to my life. What happened to me? Did I get married? No, I did not. Ooh, that already creates an emotional link between myself as the actress, as the person, Mihaela, and a link with, there are cars. We have neighbors right here, so there are cars passing. So I don't know how the sound is going to be. She got married. Elena Popova, the character, got married. I did not get married. I'm already kind of getting emotional because did I ever want to get married? The character is putting me in a situation where I have to go deep inside of myself to think of things that maybe I did not pay attention to. Maybe as myself, I always did not want to get married. Let's just say I wasn't one of those people who wanted to grow up and be a princess and get married. I didn't want to have children. I don't have children. It's wonderful for those people who do have children. Now that I'm working on this character, Elena, who did end up getting married, only the fact that I have to analyze her whole relationship with her husband, the character Smirnov, that's kind of making me question, did I really not want to get married? Or was that just me saying I don't want to get married because I was afraid of doing it? Or maybe I was just saying that as long as I can remember going back to my youth, because I didn't think anybody was going to want to marry me. So I was trying to already protect myself. I'm the one that's saying no before anybody else is going to say no. So I'm going to say, no, that's okay. You want to be in a relationship, don't be afraid because I don't want to get married. So don't worry about commitment. That has to do with me. That has to do with my insecurities. That has to do with my complexes that I have. This character is not letting me get away and just stay with, well, I didn't want to get married. You have to dig so deep into that. Who are you? And when you're putting yourself in this chair as yourself, and then you're moving to the other chair as the character is the one in this case that's guiding me to understand so much more about my life, my personal life. Those in-depth discoveries that I have, I can raise them and I can merge them with the situations of the character, and then the emotions will come out. That's how acting happens. All of those people who say acting, you have to play characters outside of yourself. There are no characters outside of yourself, because as actors, we are the only artists. We are the only artists who don't have an instrument outside of ourselves. The instrument is the whole self, the body, the mind, the soul, the heart, our experiences. Characters sometimes guide me in my everyday life to deal with my fears, to deal with my observations of myself, and why do I behave a certain way. So the first question, who are you, Megan? Prince Harry, imagine. Megan, can you go back to the beginning and forget everything that you made up about your story? Let's just start with the reality. Who are you? Do you think they ever have the conversation? And vice versa. Megan would be asking the same question of Prince Harry. Who are you? Outside of all the things that you have blamed in the book Spare, which I believe she wrote with him, let us try to start and have a new beginning realistically, and be satisfied, be proud of what we have achieved as a couple. Let's stop all of the disparaging of others. Let's stop just as a different routine. Let's not continue the same pattern. We might gain so much out of it that we don't even know. It will probably be surprising to them the same way that I am surprised of what I discover about myself when I ask myself that question in regard to analyzing a character in a play. I just don't see that they're doing that. For people to get separated, in my opinion, they have to be so realistic individually to know they have something that they can produce individually. I don't see it. I don't see it. So the divorce, he called the lawyers. I don't see how somebody can go from the way that Prince Harry was so bombarded by this motherly love from Meghan, cradling. That's another acting exercise where you're asked to take into your arms and embrace the younger version of yourself. Anytime you feel you're putting so much pressure on yourself as an adult, or you feel like you haven't achieved enough, or you're not good enough, or you have a catastrophic situation that's happening in your life, and you're blaming yourself, your inner thoughts are so negative towards yourself, then the exercise is, imagine, look at a picture of yourself from when you were a baby or 5 years old, I don't even know what age, and imagine cradling the inner child. And if you cradle the little child, if I were to take myself, the little version of me from Romania when I was living with my grandparents, 3 months old, I have a picture, an old picture. If I really pay attention and I use my sensory work the same way that method actors use, and I give myself a moment to look at that beautiful little baby Mihaela, try to specifically visualize the little face. Could I do the same thing? Could I say to that little girl the same thing? That I allow my inner thoughts to be about me as the adult? Could I say to that little baby, you're not, you are not worthy enough to marry. You're never gonna get married. Nobody's gonna want to be with you in a full commitment for a lifetime. It hurts. I can't say that. I can't go on to keep saying that. Automatically, what I want to do, I want to say, I'm so sorry. I just have to let you know that everything that I said, I take back. I think you're the most beautiful baby in the world. You're going to go on. And now I'm telling you from an older version, you're going to be okay. Life is going to throw things at you, but you are going to be okay. You are a strong peasant, big boned woman from Transylvania. And no matter how you're going to feel over the coming years, you're going to be okay. And not only are you going to be okay, but you're going to be able to do really great things. You're going to teach. You're going to be a great teacher. You're going to get to travel. And you're going to be, even now it's hard for me to say, you're going to be an inspiration for a lot of the students and a lot of the artists that you meet along the way. Yes, that's what it is. And I'm imagining that little me smiling without understanding what I'm saying, but really feeling what I'm saying. And I already feel much better about myself. I love you. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. Place her on the chair, because the reality of me holding myself as the little younger self is so powerful that I cannot just drop. I cannot go from here after having done that exercise and just drop her, because I get shivers. Like even now, if I go like this for a moment and I imagine that little girl and then I say, let me drop her, let me drop her, open your arms. Even though there's nothing there, I can't open my arms. The reality that we're able to create, imagination is so much more powerful than reality. Paraphrasing Einstein, I believe he said, because you can have it be whatever you want to be. You can really create that beautiful version of yourself, the inner child. And sometimes you should, I don't know, the exercises for actors, I believe, to be the exercises for everybody. Try doing that. Even if you don't want to just imagine holding your inner child, you can just find a picture. Okay, I'm going to say you down again. Sit here on the table. Okay, good. Yeah. Take a picture from your childhood that you have. Imagine saying the same inner thoughts that you have about yourself, negative ones, to that little girl, and you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to say all of the amazing things that you are now as an adult. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has flaws. So I don't know if these people, that's why I'm so confused when people call Meghan Markle an actress, you know, and they call her an actress. Yeah, she was an actress. Okay, she wasn't a lister, but she was an actress. I don't consider her to be an actress because I don't think she knows. If she knew all of these tools and all of these exercises, if she would be able to do that with her younger self, would she be able to face her younger self, to tell her younger self all of the things that she has been doing for the last 5 years to others, and how hurtful their behavior has been to so many who never decided they wanted to have their private lives revealed? Just because Meghan and Harry decided they wanted to have their private lives public, I am deciding to have my private life public here. I don't know, a few viewers, but it doesn't matter. But I do it when I portray a character. I always, like I said, bring my own experiences and myself to them. The other people in the royal family, the people in her life, ignoring as if she didn't not have a family, they did not ask to be put on display. That doesn't show respect for others. If you don't have respect for others, how can you have respect for yourself? I just don't see that possible. So I'm wondering, are they using the acting? Who are you? Who are you? Really? I do not see them doing this. I do not see them getting a divorce. There's no way they're getting a divorce. Maybe I'm going to be completely 100% wrong. I just do not. They're too intertwined in their journey of destruction of others, at the same time destroying themselves. Yeah. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I haven't watched enough news to be able to know more about it, and maybe I'm wrong even doing this. This was just about wanting to share with you a little bit of my personal life. Not that it matters to others, it doesn't have to matter to others, but I wanted to do it because I'm back here with my family, and it's just a reflection on life and how I got here, how my parents got here 40 years ago. When was the first time that I came here and I saw this place and I was so scared of being in a different country and I just wanted to go back to my grandmother. I didn't want to come to this new world that was so different than what I knew my entire life. I think that's it for now. It was more of a video with a little bit of an exercise, talking to your inner child to see if it's going to help you in the way that you then shift your thoughts about yourself as the adult. And the priority of this, the most important message of this video was I wanted to say thank you to all of you who are sending me comments. You have no idea the support. You have no idea the courage that you guys give me to continue and to do it, to not stop because it's not growing in the way that I want it to grow. I think one, two, three comments, they are extraordinary. I read them over and over again because they give me so much energy. They help me as much as, if not more, than if I were to do this exercise with my younger self. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Kisses, everyone.